Anam Cara comes from the Middle Irish or Early Irish word, which translates into soul friend. And the reason I felt that Soul Friend was a particularly suitable title for the record was because all the music that is written is about the relationships and interactions between people. View From Here is a wonderful track which really shows off pretty much most of the band brilliantly. I've got Mark Pearce doing a wonderful guitar solo in the middle.
Hello, my name is David Mark Pearce and I'm lead guitarist in the Oliver Wakeman band. I've released several solo recordings, one of them being Strange Angels, which I released in 2011. Also, I should mention that Oliver played keyboards on an album that I did. The project was called Monroe's Thunder, and I was lucky enough to work with Ronnie Monroe from Metal Church.
I've got Robert McClung playing a fantastic violin solo.
My name is Robert McClung. I am a multi-instrumentalist, producer, composer, and music teacher in New Hampshire in the United States. I am most well known for my progressive rock project Telergy, as well as my work producing soundtracks for television and film.
Hayley sings it brilliantly.
Hi, I'm Hayley Griffiths and I sang the vocal part on Oliver Wakeman's Anam Cara. I'm a classically trained singer, so I kind of went down the formal kind of classical route at the start of my career, but actually my first job was in river dance. So I kind of stepped into the Irish Celtic style of singing.
Scott Higham on the drums.
I was born in London, in England, in the UK. My father was a lead singer and a band leader for many, many years. So I was born into a musical family and kind of grew up with it.
Steve Amadeo playing on the bass does a brilliant job. He always does. He played on my Ravens and Lullabies record.
I'm Steve Amadeo, bass guitar player. I first got to know Oliver on a New Year's Eve gig back in 2011 with a band that was put together by a mutual friend of ours and studio owner from Cheltenham. We had a good time trying to perform in a glass conservatory with the most atrocious acoustics, trying to hear each other and trying to play music that none of us had played before with very little preparation, but somehow we managed to pull it off, although I can't remember a single thing about the gig other than the great conversations we were having during and between the sets, and listening to Oliver's great stories from traveling and working with Yes.
I was first introduced to Oliver when he was performing with the band Yes at a show in Boston in 2010. I was really blown away by his playing. His fluidity and his diversity were just amazing. And I made a mental note that I would love to work with him someday. So about 4 years later, I was working on the third Telergy album, Hypatia, and there was a spot for a keyboard solo. I reached out to him and asked him if he'd be interested in doing it. Lucky for me, he agreed. And at the time, he said he might need some violin tracks down the road. And when he contacted me to do this album, I was very excited to return the favor.